Time is like a river made up of the events which happen, and a violent stream, for as soon as a thing has been seen, it is carried away, and another comes in its place, and this will be carried away too. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. Cling tooth and nail to the following rule: not to give in to adversity, never to trust prosperity, and always take full note of fortune's habit of behaving just as she pleases, treating her as if she were actually going to do everything it is in her power to do. Whatever you have been expecting for some time comes as less of a shock. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man without trials. It's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture. It's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Difficulty shows what men are. Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with a rough young man. Why? So that you may become an Olympic conqueror, but it is not accomplished without sweat. If you hear that someone is speaking evil of you, instead of trying to defend yourself, you should say, "He obviously does not know me very well, since there are so many other faults he could have mentioned." You live as if you were destined to live forever. No thought of your frailty ever enters your head. Of how much time has already gone by you take no heed. You squander time as if you drew from a full and abundant supply, though all the while the day which you bestow on some person or thing is perhaps your last. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. The twining strands of fate wove both of them together. Remember, matter. How tiny your share of it. Time. How brief and fleeting your allotment of it. Fate. How small a role you play in it. I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is, or is not, in my control? Take a lyre player. He's relaxed when he performs alone, but put him in front of an audience, and it's a different story, no matter how beautiful his voice or how well he plays the instrument. Why? Because he not only wants to perform well, he wants to be well received, and the latter lies outside his control. Books are the training weights of the mind. They are very helpful, but it would be a bad mistake to suppose that one has made progress simply by having internalized their contents. Don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place but to be a different person. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. To err is human, but to persist in the mistake is diabolical. It is the quality rather than the quantity that matters. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. Anything or anyone capable of angering you becomes your master. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Appearances to the mind are of four kinds. Things either are what they appear to be, or they neither are, nor appear to be, or they are, and do not appear to be, or they are not, and yet appear to be. Rightly to aim in all these cases is the wise man's task.